Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you don't know who I am, my name's 8-Bit. I do fun, dumb, and weird Pokemon challenges on old and new Pokemon games. But we are continuing to do our Leaf Green Nuzlock. If you didn't see our last episode, I highly recommend going and checking out, but right now, we are on Route 5 catching a Meowth. If you don't know, in a Nuzlock, you are only allowed to catch the first Pokemon you encounter on each route. After catching this Meowth, I decided to give him the nickname Coin. I head to Route 6 next to get our next encounter, which ends up being a Bellsprout. I'm sure she'll provide some use for this run, but she's definitely not my favorite Pokemon. Luckily, I catch it pretty easily and give it the appropriate name Taco Bell. After catching the Bellsprout, I decide I need to do some reorganizing in the box because I like things to be neat. In my last video, I did forget to mention that we did catch a Weedle on Route 24, but other than that, it's now time to get our next encounter. Our next encounter ends up being a Drowsy, which is actually probably the best encounter we could have gotten here. After catching Drowsy, I decide to give him the nickname Nosy. Next, it's time to get onto the SSN. There's a lot of trainers here that we can battle for some much needed XP, and well, this is where we'll get the HM for Cut. While we're on the ship defeating trainers, we run into our rival, Nolan. He shoves some French in our face, and now he wants to battle. He starts off with Pidgeotto, and I start out with Coin. Coin is not strong enough to take out Pidgeotto on his own, so I send in Kate. Kate is able to take care of Pidgeotto pretty easily, especially with the poison from her ability. With Pidgeotto out of the way, next out is Kadabra. I decide to switch into Coin because he needs some EXP. Then I switch back into Kate, which was a bad idea because I just realized Kate is weak to Psychic. Next I send in my own Kadabra and misclick and use Disable. Next I use Psybeam, and Psybeam is really powerful. My accuracy is lowered, but then I'm able to take out his Kadabra with 2 more confusions. Next in is Raticate, so I decide to switch into Coin to get some EXP, and then of course I switch back out into Leafy. I get my defense lowered twice, and then I use Sleep Powder. With Raticate asleep, I can just Vine Whip until Raticate goes out, but Nolan decides to switch into Charmeleon. I decide to leave Leafy in because I think he can take an Ember, and I get a Sleep Powder off, which was worth it. Kate comes back in, and I decide to use Double Kick, and I get a crit, and then of course I get another crit just when I needed it. He only growls me, and then I'm able to finish him off with 2 Poison Stings. I grow to level 22 and learn Bite. I forget Scratch, and now we can continue with the battle. He's going to send back out his Raticate, so I switch back into Leafy, and all I need to do is a few more Vine Whips, and then he's done. Now we have defeated our rival Nolan, again. Next, we can go up these stairs and get the HM for Cut from this captain. After watching the boat sail away, we're ready for Lieutenant Surge, after I teach Cut to Taco Bell. Also, before I fight Lieutenant Surge, just to be extra safe, I decide to evolve Nidorina, aka Kate. With Kate as a ground type now, Lieutenant Surge is pretty much done for, since all of his electric moves won't have any effect against Kate. I switch my Pokemon around one more time, and then I'm ready to fight Lieutenant Surge. He starts out with Voltorb, and I start out with Leafy. Leafy uses Razor Leaf, but of course it misses, and then I get my defense lowered by 4 stages. I decide to switch into Kate here because I'm worried Voltorbs might self-destruct. I get hit with a Sonic Boom, and then I switch back into Leafy because I see that Voltorb doesn't want to self-destruct at this point. I use Sleep Powder, and then I can basically just knock Voltorb out from here. Of course, unless he uses a Super Potion. Now I just have to repeat this process again. Luckily, it's pretty easy because I just need to spam Razor Leaf. I go to level 23, and then I just decide to leave in Leafy from here. Lieutenant Surge sends out Pikachu, and then I use Razor Leaf, which does almost all of Pikachu's health. Next, he starts using Double Team, but it doesn't help Pikachu that much in the end. Next out is Lieutenant Surge's Raichu. I decide to just put it to sleep immediately so that it can't set up with double teams. After Leech Seed finally lands its target, I can now just start spamming Razor Leaf. With Leech Seed set up, it's just a waiting game from here on out now. Luckily, Leafy ends up breaking through the paralysis most of the time, and I get a crit at the end, which is awesome. And now I've defeated Lieutenant Surge with basically only 1 Pokemon. Now I can go and get the HM for Flash and teach it to Taco Bell. Hey, I did say she'd be useful in this run. I didn't say in what though, and it turns out she's just basically going to be an HM user this whole run. My encounter for Route 9 ends up being Sandshrew, which is actually pretty nice because I don't have a ground type on my team yet. I end up catching Sandshrew pretty easily, and now I can give her nickname. I decide to nickname her Spiky, and now we can continue. My encounter for Route 10 ends up being Voltorb, which I need a good electric type on my team, so I'm not mad about that. Also, if we ever get in a pinch, I guess Voltorb can help us by using self-destruct. I end up giving Voltorb the nickname Buzz, and now we can go on to Rock Tunnel. Once we get into Rock Tunnel, Taco Bell serves her purpose by using Flash. My Rock Tunnel encounter ends up being Mankey, which I'm very happy about because we never ended up getting a Mankey before Brock. Next, I give Mankey the nickname Karate Kid. I find the Rock Slide tutor and I decide to teach Kate Rock Slide because, honestly, Kate doesn't have the greatest moveset right now. Finally, we've made it out of Rock Tunnel, but I will say it was pretty close. We almost had some deaths in there. Now we can head to Route 7 where we can get our next encounter. Honestly, I am hoping for Vulpix here, but I think that is the only encounter we can actually get, because we've caught, I think, every other Pokemon that's in this grass patch. And luckily, we do get Vulpix. Luckily, Vulpix is pretty easy to catch, and then I give him the nickname Tails. I decide to take a look at our box real quick because we've actually got a lot of Pokemon that we can use, and not that many deaths. I decide I'll take out Mankey because we actually don't have a fighting type on our team yet. I didn't realize this at first, but actually we cannot get any Pokemon on Route 7 because we've actually caught them all. Honestly, I'm expecting this Erica fight to be pretty easy. All I really need is Spoon, and I think we'll be good. All her Pokemon are poison and grass types, so Victreebel is knocked out in one critical hit Psybeam, and then I do want to give Coin some EXP because I really want him to evolve, but I actually realized that Coin can probably not deal with Tangela, so I have to switch out into Kate. Kate first uses Rock Slide and gets a flinch off on Tangela, then I just use Bite over and over, trying to just knock out Tangela. Tangela does try to stall with Ingrain and Giga Drain, healing health, but honestly, it just stalls her fate. Next, I decide to send out Spoon because I'm pretty sure Spoon can one-hit KO Vileplume. Or I thought he could. Apparently, Spoon's Psybeam is just a little too weak to one-shot Vileplume. Luckily, one more Psybeam takes out Vileplume. And that was probably our easiest gym battle so far. I decide to not learn Future Sight because I feel like it's just kind of not a great attack. Next, I decide to go to that building where the old lady is and so that she can give us the tea. The tea basically opens up the rest of the map to us because we get Fly soon and then it's basically all over. Next, I decide I want to teach Counter to Mankey because honestly, it would probably be really useful in a pinch. Little did I know what was about to happen to Karate Kid next. I head to Route 16 to get our next encounter, which ends up being Doduo, which is great because we need a Pokemon that can use Fly. Don't ask me how Doduo can use Fly because it doesn't have any wings, but then Karate Kid gets crit tri-attacked while I'm trying to catch this Doduo. I was pretty mad about this, but in hindsight, I guess it is a fair trade to get a flying type Pokemon for Karate Kid because I'm pretty sure this is our last chance at a flying type Pokemon other than legendary Pokemon. I end up naming Doduo Pokekiller, but the E doesn't fit, so I just have to do the R after kill. I have to put Karate Kid in the box, unfortunately. It was really good having a fighting type on our team, and I'm hopeful that we'll get another chance at one. Now we can get the HM for Fly. I do get pretty sad looking at this Fiera though that's in this girl's house because, well, if you haven't seen the last video, go ahead and check it out and it'll explain why. Next, we're able to defeat the Team Rocket Grunt inside the game corner with no problem. But guys, this is where I'm going to have to end the video for today, and if you want to see part 3 as soon as possible, make sure to click that like button down below, and maybe even take a second to subscribe. Seriously though guys, taking a second to just click that subscribe button really helps out the channel. Also, most people who watch my videos aren't subscribed, so it would really help me out. Also, we hit 31 subscribers yesterday, and it's awesome that we reached that goal, and thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel and helped it in so many ways, and I'll see you guys in the next video.